In this video, we'll see a quick live demo of how to place stop loss orders in Zerodha. So before going to see the live demo, most of us think that stop loss can only be used to exit an existing position. Suppose if you already bought a stock, you think that we can only exit that position using stop loss. But most of us didn't know that stop loss can also be used to enter a new buy position or enter a new short position in stocks or index. Both we can do it. So I will shortly show you how to do that. Now let's quickly go to Zerodha Kite. Now I'm in Zerodha Kite web application. We will see a live demo in web app. You can apply the same concepts and see what are the options that we are choosing in web app, and apply the same in mobile app also, and execute the stop loss orders in your mobile app. So before going to see about the live demo, let's try to understand what are the types of stop loss we have and how it is differs from each other. If we have two kinds of stop loss order. One is stop loss order limit and another one is stop loss order market order. So in limit we have price and trigger price, and in stop loss market we will only have trigger price. We will see what are the use of these price and trigger price while seeing the live order. Let's try to understand case by case. In first case, if you have a buy position, then you will keep a sell stop loss. I will go and explain this in live actually. If you have a buy position means first you have to buy a stock. That is called buy position. I am going to buy one stock in for quick execution in market of State Bank of India. I have a now buy position of ICICI Bank. We will go and see in the position. I bought one stock of SBI. So this condition is met. If I have a buy, now I bought a stock, then I will keep a sell stop loss. So sell stop loss means go here and choose the option exit. So whenever you exit this, you will have a sell window. This is called sell. I'm going to sell using a stop loss. So I told that we have two options, SL and SLM. First I will keep SL, then I will explain SLM. So it is always advisable to go with SL, because I will also tell you what is SLM, then we will see the advantages and disadvantages of each of them. So now let us see the price at which I bought as ICICI Bank. You can see the average price is 374.85. I bought one quantity. So now if the price starts coming down, or I want to book profit without making any loss, or you want to exit with minimal loss, whatever the option that you can choose, we will see it. So I bought it at 374.85. I am going to keep a stop loss of 40 paise. So 85 means 35. 374.35 is the price at which I am okay to sell at a minimum stop loss. I don't want to sell below that. This is the minimum 40 paise I am okay to lose for each quantity. So if you do this, what happens is you can see here, if I click sell, the trigger will be going and sitting in order section. So we have a trigger pending for ICICI Bank, and SBI also I set a trigger, that was older one. I will cancel this. You can also cancel this. I don't want to confuse you because I am cancelling the State Bank of India trigger. So what happens is, if the 374.35 price which will when comes here in the State Bank of India, my order will get sold at market price. Till that my order will be pending. Once the trigger is reached, here you are seeing right in this place, ICICI Bank 374, currently 374.60. So if it comes to 374.35, it will sell at this market price, whoever is buying at this price. Even if you have 1000, I bought only one quantity. If you have 1000 quantity or 2000 quantity, it will try to sell at the market price, at whatever the price someone is available to buy it. So your sell order will be matched with the buy order, and immediately it will be sold. Now that I will keep the trigger open. Now we will see the next one. Here we have one more. I will modify this actually. If you want, you can modify and choose SL also. Now that I will keep this open, I will take a new stock and explain the SL limit. So I am going to buy one stock in market order RBL Bank. Now I bought the stock. Now RBL Bank is here. I am going to exit this. While exiting, I am going to choose SL. So if you choose SL, you have trigger price and normal price. So what this does is, this is what we were trying to see, SL order. We already saw that it will execute at the market price. So what this does is, now I bought the stock at 185.85 is the average price I bought. Suppose I want to sell it at 185 point exactly 2, not less than that. So I will keep here trigger of 30 paise and I want to sell at 20. When this trigger of 30 paise is achieved, 185.3 is achieved, my stop loss 185 point will get activated. So it will always try to sell at 185.2 and greater than that. It will not actually sell below that. So if you see now the ICICI is triggered the stop loss and it got stop loss was hit now. So that is how it is, the trigger got achieved. My loss is restricted for ICICI Bank at, so here positions we bought ICICI Bank, it's at the currently lost 50 paise stop loss I kept and it was achieved. So that is how it is. So now we were seeing about the limit order. So this always tries to sell more than 185.2 when the trigger is 185.3 is activated. The disadvantages here is, suppose if the price suddenly falls below 185.2, your order will always be pending. You will keep incurring losses. So it is always advisable to keep SLM. Rarely it happens, the price will suddenly go below if some crash or something happens. Because of that I was saying like that. It will try to sell within this range on more 185.2 and when the trigger is activated 185.2 and greater than that. It will never sell below 185.2. Try to understand that. So this is the use of, so without trigger is basically used to activate your order. Until that your order will be dormant. When the trigger is came, it will activate your actual price that you want to sell it. So this is how it is. I can keep the trigger for this thing. Let us see current 185.85. okay, last traded price. Now let us see what actually happens. You can see the trigger 185 point is pending. If this is triggered, my 185 point will be active. So if I keep just 185.2, it will immediately would have bought the stocks. That is the reason we are keeping trigger. If trigger is not there and if you keep the 185.2 exit, it will immediately close your position at a loss. That is the reason the trigger is always wanted. Only your order will be activated for sending to the exchange when the trigger comes. Now that we understand these two, first case, if you have a buy position. Similarly, if you have a sell position, suppose your sell position means you have shorted a stock. Let us say I am going to sell SBI. I don't have any SBI here. I am just going to simply sell SBI. MIS I am going to sell at market price. I sold SBI. My sell is complete. SBI came here. Now I want to, if I want to keep a stop loss for this, I need to keep a buy SL. I need to buy the stock by certain SL. So the buy will always be more than the sell price, or it can be whichever price. If the price already gone down, you want to keep a stop loss, you can also do that. Suppose if you see here I am in profit now for RBL Bank. If I want to make some good profit, I can adjust the stop loss and actually keep a trigger in profit itself and sell it. If a little comes below, it will activate the trigger and sell it. So now I will see State Bank of India. So Axis Bank, I am going to buy keep a buy SL. So similarly, same concept, you have to buy more, keep more than the which are the price you purchased. Average price is 450. If I try to keep 458.30, you can see my error. It will not actually accept it. It should always buy stop loss should be greater than the price that you which sold. So we sold at 458.40. I need to keep more than 458.4. Let us say 458 currently it is at 458.85. I will keep at 459. I will keep the trigger. If it comes, it will get it will just sell at the market price. Let us see here, Axis Bank trigger 459. So now I can also modify this order to modify to keep it in SL with limit or whichever. I will try to sell one more stock and explain you. So now this buy is complete. My stop loss was hit. The price actually came up because when I shorted it, I expect the price to go down, but it came opposite, so the stop loss was hit for shorting order. Similarly, if you want to keep a Bandhan Bank stop loss, you can actually keep it here. First I will try to sell the Bandhan Bank, and I will try to keep a so Bandhan Bank I executed. Now if I want to exit a shorted position, my buy will automatically come. I will go and choose this SL. I shorted at 309.05, so I will try to buy at 309.7 or 550 paise, and my this will be 70 paise. So Bandhan Bank is already, so if the Bandhan Banks unexpectedly came up, since I shorted it, if the price starts increasing, my stop loss which was placed at the trigger which was placed at 309.5 will get activated, and my 309.7 order will be sent to the exchange for activation. So this will trigger will activate my actual dormant order, currently limit order. So this is how it is. Just the you are actually exiting a position, buy and sell position, using these two kind of orders. The trigger is always important. The trigger will activate your order, that's all. Next, I also told that how to take a new position using buy SL and SLM. Now I will try to take a stock which is not in this position. So I will try to buy IndusInd Bank. So what I want to do, let us first see the chart of IndusInd Bank. Now I am going to buy IndusInd whenever a breakout happens, or I want to buy at a certain price. Whenever this resistance breaks, I want to buy at 617 and expect it to move further down. In this case, what I will do is I will go and choose SLM first. This is similar to that concept. MIS, if I go and choose it, you need to keep the trigger price at 617. What this happens is, my order will still be pending, it will not be executed. When the price reaches 617, my one quantity of this thing will get executed, IndusInd Bank will get executed. If you simply try to place it limit order, it will actually place your order at 615, or let us say, see, now I placed a SL buy. Now my order is pending. You can see my order, it is actually pending. Indus Bank, waiting for the trigger. Now I am going to modify this, and let us say I will with limit, let us see, I will try to buy at 617. What you can see what happens now, it will actually immediately it will not buy at 617. You can see at what price it actually bought it. IndusInd Bank was bought at 614.65 itself. So only if you want to you are expecting a breakout of a particular stock, and it actually comes to that point and you want to only buy at that point, you can use SL buy. If you place a limit order more than the market price, it will execute it at the market price. This is the difference between limit and SL buy. This is what I told, that you need to use SL buy to enter a new position. Similarly, if you want to short a stock less than the support level, you can also use SL buy, SL sell actually. It's similar to these things. So I will see Concor, or I will use some other bank, some other stock. So let us say Bata India or Sun Pharma I will take. So I want to short the stock Sun Pharma below 580. Currently it is at 510. So I want to short at 507. What I will do is I will go and choose SL and 507. So if I do that, immediately my order it will be here. If I try to place a limit, it will auto executed at somewhere here itself. So similarly, if you want to use the SL, you can choose at the trigger price and at which you want to buy. You can also do this. Similarly, I explained it. So this is the concept of SL buy, SL, where you can use these 4 items to enter a new position and exit a new position. So this is how it is. So thank you. I think you got a clear idea about it. Let me know if you have any doubts. I will be clarifying it at the bottom. You might have to see it 1 or 2 times so that you get clear understanding. So bye bye. Thank you.